Hi everyone, this is Adriana from 80s Crafts and Things. Today we're going to be talking about different types of yarn. So I've gotten a lot of questions with my students before about what type of yarns to use for specific projects. So if this is something that you find yourself wondering, make sure you stay tuned and I'll see you here in a moment. Hi, welcome back. So today I have here 3 examples of different yarns. So you have this one that's 100% acrylic. This one right here that it has super merino and microfiber. And then this one over here, it's 100% cotton. Now I know that there's obviously a lot more different types of yarn. You have blends like this one, where you have the wool. You might have like alpaca wool and acrylic or things like that. You might have cotton and bamboo, and each one is going to have a different feel, it's going to have a different use, and it's going to give you a different finish depending on the project that you choose. So let me just go ahead and get started with acrylic, the dreaded acrylic. So you'll see with this particular brand, this one has a lot of shine, and one of the downfalls about using acrylic is that acrylic is a lot more elastic. So if you were to use this, for example, for a bag or a amigurumi, a soft toy, it's very likely it will end up stretching a little bit over time. However, this is great for other things like blankets, for newborns and things like that, mainly because usually these are very easy to wash. Okay, so some of them are not. This one is a hand wash, but a lot of times acrylics will be very washer friendly, which makes it very new mom friendly if you're wanting to give something to a mom with a new baby. Now, saying that, there's obviously different quality of acrylic. So this one is one of the cheaper ones that you can buy at Spotlight here in Australia. But you can get some others that are quite nice. For example, the Caron Cakes. And they'll give you very pretty finish. Excuse me. So this one has a little bit less shine than the other one. This one is still very soft. And this one is washer friendly. So not all acrylics are bad, and they have their place. So for something like this, it's still very nice. It's still going to last you a long time. The only downfall of it, you cannot block it. If you do, it's not going to last very long. But you do get different finishes with different brands. So that one is a Caron Skinny Cake. This one, for example, has a very matte finish. It doesn't have a shine at all, and it is still 100% acrylic. Okay? So again, they all have their use, they all have their place, and if you buy some good acrylic, it will go a very long way. It will still look very nice, it's not going to be scratchy, and it will most likely still be very washer friendly. Now, option number 2 that I have here, this would be your cotton. Now, cotton is not going to give as much as your acrylic or as wool. Wool also stretches quite a lot, which makes this one perfect for your bags or amigurumi. It also, because it is very breathable, it makes it a good option for baby items, baby blankets, things like that, or also for making items in areas where it's quite hot. So for me, for example, living here on the Gold Coast in Australia, it's very hot and humid. Last thing I need is something that's heavy and warm, like merino or wool, alpaca, all that kind of stuff. It would be too much for something here. So for the hot weather people, this makes a beautiful drape, and it makes it nice and light to wear in a warmer day. So for example, this shawl, it just has a very, very lovely drape, very soft, It's also a little bit heavier than an acrylic, but it has a very, very nice finish to it as well. Now with this one being a natural fiber, you can block it and it is going to keep its shape a lot longer. If you were to wash, you might need to block again. A lot of times just laying it flat to dry will give it its shape back. Now the last one of the yarns that I have here to show you is this merino, and this one is a blend. You can get 100% wool in different places. There's different brands that sell beautiful wool. This one I haven't worked with it yet, but like I mentioned before, it is still a very, very stretchy yarn. So if you were to use this on something that is going to be holding weight like a bag, it will stretch. So if you're wanting to make any bags with yarn other than a cotton, you're going to have to line them. Okay, now that that's out of the way, what other uses would you have for something like this? So this is perfect for all the cold weather places. You can make very nice warm items like beanies, scarves, ponchos, all that kind of stuff would be ideal in this if you're in a cold weather place. Keep in mind that this yarn, all the wool is going to be extra picky when you put it in the washer. You need to actually be very careful with how you wash it. You cannot just throw it in the washer and hope for the best, because it will felt, which makes it a very poor choice if you're wanting to gift this to, again, a new mom with a newborn baby, because you can't just throw it in the wash. It takes a lot more care and attention, and last thing you want is for an item that you took hours and hours to make to be completely felted after the first wash. So keeping that in mind, you can use it for items that don't need as much washing, and whenever you do, make sure that you either wash by hand or, I guess you could try doing a gentle cycle, placing it in a laundry bag, in a mesh bag before you put it in the washer, making sure that you use the proper detergents for it. So to me, this is going to be one of the most finicky ones to use, although it feels very nice and luxurious, and it's great for winter places. It is going to be the hardest to look after and take care of. So yeah, hope that helps a little bit for making sure you choose the right yarn for the projects that you want to make. If this was helpful, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel for more tips, reviews, tutorials, and all that kind of stuff. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.